Guys, welcome back to Ego's Antics and to the first prediction video on the channel. I said I'd do it, and now I'm doing it. Who'd have thunk it? You'll never guess what this prediction video is on, unless you have read the title and looked at the thumbnail. But it is on UFC 272. Colby Chaos Covington and Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. It's a big one. It's a big one. That's why this video exists. But, I'm not just going to talk about the main event. I am here to do the entire main card. Let's make some money together, because I'm backing myself here. I reckon I'll get every single one of these predictions correct. So let's kick it off. First fight on the main card, Sergey Spivak and Greg Hardy. The big boys, the heavyweights, that's how we're starting off. These guys both coming off a loss. Actually, it's quite interesting, because they both share losses. Marcin Tybura and our boy Tai Tuivasa. They've lost to both of them. Both coming off a loss. Now, last fight, Greg Hardy versus Tai, I thought he looked quite good. It was all going really well for Greg until it wasn't. Then it went really, really bad, really, really quick. But, having said that, I thought he looked better in his last fight than Sergey did when he ran into old Tom Aspinall. And Tom Aspinall absolutely messed him up, which was unfortunate for him. But I think this fight, Greg Hardy, I think he'll get close enough to him in round one and close him out. I don't see Spivak being able to get away from him for too long. I know there's an obvious power advantage for Greg Hardy, as there is against basically anyone he fought. Unless he fought Francis, then it would have gone quite badly. But there's my first prediction. Greg Hardy, round one versus Sergey Spivak. And then we all go to the bar, we get a beer, and we move on. Kevin Holland and Alex Cowboy Oliveira. This one's an interesting one, but also not a very interesting one, if you know what I mean. Both of these guys, they're on 3 fight loss streaks. Well, not quite for Kevin. His last one, he headbutted Kyle Dorcas and they called it a no contest, but it wasn't going great. 3 fight loss streak, but I'll be honest, I don't see Kevin Holland losing this one. Nothing against Cowboy Oliveira. He's getting a little bit, we all love the UFC, right? But sometimes, if one of the guys they like is on a bit of a skid, they'll chuck him in there, expecting them to win. And I expect Kevin Holland to win. He's brushed up on his wrestling. You don't go a calendar year winning, 5 fights? I think it was 5 fights, if you're not good. And I see Kevin Holland winning this one in round 2 by KO. And then we go, this is going great. We've won some money on Greg Hardy, because he's an underdog. I think he's paying $2.50 or something like that. Not so great odds for Kevin Holland. I think he's floating around $1.30 or something. But, stick him in round 2 and we could be there. We could be making something of this. Third fight comes up. Edson Barboza versus Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell. Now, I've been loving Edson. Edson, you can't help but watch Edson Barboza fight, right? Everyone's seen that spinning kick KO where Joe Rogan's like, you got to be careful that you don't get knocked out when he knocks him out, right? One of the greatest things we've ever seen. And he was looking good down at featherweight. He was on a Brazilian charge, as I was calling it. Him and Aldo, they were going brilliantly, but unfortunately then Edson ran into Giga Chikadze and it all sort of went wrong from there. Bryce Mitchell's on the other side this time, which I think is a problem. Bryce Mitchell has won 14 fights. I don't think he's lost yet. He's been dominant in pretty much all of his outings. A lot of submission victories, a couple of decision victories lately. I see him being too much for Edson. I really do. I think Thug Nasty will get this one by decision. Edson might be able to pull something off because he's Edson Barboza, but I think, for the most part, I think we'll see Thug Nasty win this one fairly comfortably by decision. I've raced through this. Here we go. It's time for the co-main event. And the co-main event is RDA. Rafael dos Anjos versus Renato Moicano, who is stepping in on 5 days notice to replace the injured Rafael Fiziev. I was so looking forward to that one. RDA and Fiziev would have been an absolute belter of a fight. But this one isn't bad. Moicano's not too bad. He had a win last month against Alexander Hernandez by rear naked choke. He likes to do that. I think 4 out of his last 5 wins have all been by rear naked choke. But this time he's up against Rafael dos Anjos, who is a step up in competition. Forgive me for a moment, but I found RDA in my mind, right, is Mr. UFC. If they say, hey, RDA, can you fight this dude? We're in a bit of a bind. He goes, yeah, I'll fight this dude. And you can see that if you look at his last, 11 opponents. Here we go. Paul Felder, killer. Chiesa, killer. Leon Edwards is fighting for a title. Kevin Lee has fought for a title. Kamaru Usman, we all know Usman, he's the champion. Covington, who's in the main event, beats everyone not named Usman. Lawler, former champion. Magny, killer. Tony Ferguson, hero. Cowboy Cerrone. Nate Diaz, one other bloke, Habib. And then they also tried to make him fight Habib's little, his Trojan horse, that is Islam Makhachev, and also Fiziev, and also they tried to make him fight prime Conor McGregor. What the hell, man? That's not fair. RDA, So here, he lost to Colby, right? And they're like, oh, that really sucks. Thanks for fighting him, though. You can fight Usman next. That'll be easy for you. It's not fair. I've had enough of it. And for that reason, RDA is winning this fight. He's winning it. He's too good for Moicano. People are going to sleep on him because, he hasn't got the greatest recent record, RDA, but I'm not. I'm Team RDA all the way. RDA will win this by decision. I've heard it might be a 5-round fight. I see that going well for RDA. More experience. Good few 5-round fights. I see him winning this one by decision. I hope he does. I'll be betting on him. Let's go Team RDA. Here we are. It's main event time already. And it is a beauty. I cannot wait for this one. Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal. If you don't know the backstory, they used to be teammates. And then Colby got bounced. And now they hate each other. Well, Colby pretty much hates everyone. But there's more story to this hatred. They used to be pals. I think Colby used to stay on his couch or something. And now they hate each other and now they're going to fight. They're going to fight because they're fighters. Main event. Look, everyone loves Gamebred. Everyone loves Masvidal. How can't you? And then he goes and puts in something like that. Everyone's loved him the whole time, right? But then he starts fighting people in backstage interviews. Knees Ben Askren all the way back to bloody Japan. You know what I mean? It's brilliant. I love Gamebred, which is why it pains me to say he is not going to win this fight. Okay? He's not going to win this fight. Unless we saw the way Colby tried to fight Usman. He loved to stay on his feet. He loved to box. But if he does decide to win the fight, which I think he is, he'll take him down. He'll pressure him. He'll stay on top of him. He'll beat the crap out of him. That's what he should do. But, you know, they don't like each other. And it's a UFC fight, so, you know, Covington might try and stand with Masvidal for 5 rounds, which probably won't go well for him, although Covington was very good in his last fight against Usman. He was very impressive. I thought he was getting back into it. If it went for another round or 2, which I know it doesn't, but if it did, Colby was right there, I think. You know, if he fights Usman another couple of times, he might win. He might win. But this one, this Saturday night, I see Colby winning the main event. Part of me wants to say decision, but I think if he gets him to the ground, he'll stay on top of him. And yeah, I'm going to put round 3. Colby Covington, TKO round 3. And then we'll hear him say something stupid. He'll probably get another title shot out of it. Or, depending on Usman's hand, they might make Covington and Edwards, but who knows? So, to go over it. Hardy, round 1 knockout. Holland, round 2 knockout. Bryce Mitchell by decision. RDA by decision. And Colby, we're going to knock in round 3 TKO. Combine them all together. Put them in a multi. Easy money in my opinion. Get in the comments if you disagree. Tell me why. Tell me how. I'll probably tell you you're wrong. And then I'll try and prove it. Then I will prove it because, you know, I know everything about this sport. I also know that there's a fair chance that later this year Conor McGregor is going to be given a title shot. Can you imagine, right? No, sorry, that'll be another video. But, UFC 272. Lock in those predictions. They are my predictions. This has been Ego's Antics. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you soon for another prediction video. Thanks for watching. See you later.